Hello there everyone, this is shadowgear635 here doing a review of Gali 2016 and Akida, Creature of Water, forming the Uniter of Water. Hey! It's Gali, it's the lady girl, it's the girl lady, and she wants to remind you she's a girl lady because in Journey of One, she's got a lady voice and she speaks with lady tones. So, let's take a look at the light of lady! Now as a heads up, these sets are sold separately, so the Creature of Water and Gali are sold separately. Just for the sake of convenience, and because these sets are really focused on the combination aspect, I'm reviewing both of them in the same video. So, let's move on to Akida. Akida is by far my favorite creature out of the 6 that have come out. If anything, because it's the most unique looking design out of all of them. I mean, it's a fish. It's just a straight up fish with giant Gatling guns over the shoulders. And like, it's way more posable here in the tail than I ever expected. So like, some cool things about Akida is that she comes with a stand, which I think is super nice of them. They didn't have to. You didn't have to do that, but you did it anyway. Which is cool, and you can just have her like freewheel and spin. That's always great. Look at that spinning fish action. Spin that fish! I've landed on you. There are some pretty great recolors in this set too. These old, I believe, Mystica wing pieces, like in this nice color of new blue, which I forget what it's called on Bricklink. I want to say Dark Azure? No, I don't remember, sorry. But yeah, there's that. These nice little fancy little spike pieces. You get 2 of those in orange, that's always very appreciated. Get these 2 blasters in clear light blue, and you have studs. I think it's a really cool touch that they added little propellers here that like you spin them and it's like, oh no, she's firing them. Oh, I don't know if this thing's a girl or not, but let's assume. I don't know. It's alright. And then the head, which I guess it fits the creature. I mean, it does look fish-like. I mean, there's that little horn there. It does ruin it maybe a little bit, I don't know. But I like the colors on Akida a lot. I like how posable she is. Let's just go with she. And she's got little fins. And it's fun to just spin that fish. Spinning that fish is always a very, very good time. Yeah, Akida's worth it. I think out of the 6 creatures, Tarak, which is the earth mole, and the fish here, like the best out of the 6. I really recommend you pick those up first. Also, in my opinion, out of the 6 creatures, this is the best looking trap, shadow trap out of all of them, just because this looks so gangly. It looks so freaky looking. Like these long spider legs with these really useful, like Mata Blue Exoforce arms. Like, that's always very appreciated. And the gimmick still works. You can just like trap dudes in them, and that all works out. Something I really like to do with my display is that I like to take either the regular or the golden mask of the Toa and just put it right there inside. And some of them fit well enough, some of them don't. You just kind of rest that in there, and the mask stays in. It's a cool little display function if you want to keep the trap dudes too. Yeah, but I like, oh, there's a little propeller on the butt. I forgot about that. That's actually really cute. I don't know. I like the little shadow trap. I think it has the most useful pieces out of any of them. And I don't know. Cool little dude. So, that's it for Akida and the little trap. Let's move on to Gali. I know I may get some flack for this, but I really don't like this version of Gali. There's just something off about it, and I think it's only because there's the comparison to, not Pahatu, but the original Gali. Her body is very similar to Pahatu's, but 2015 Gali I feel like was playable and versatile, and I had so much more fun with that toy. And Gali here as a toy is kind of a bummer, but her pieces are really nice. I mean, there's some good stuff here. The legs themselves they're okay. I mean, it's the standard CCBS system of having weird multicolored limbs and then multicolored armor on top of it. And Gali's armor is so baffling to me here. I mean, why couldn't have used a larger piece here to cover up more of that gap, or like maybe put this on the front? Does it even look good on the front? I mean, I'm sure it hinders articulation, but that does look a bit better. Not from the side, though. And orange scroll armor? I was gonna say Vorok's armor, but no, it's scroll armor to me. Okay, sure. Another recolor of a piece I didn't expect, but thanks. I may use that in the future. I don't know. I typically don't make mocks with a lot of orange nowadays. Well, no, the legs are fine. I mean, there's nothing completely spectacular about them. And she does have her gear function on her butt or back, where she can swing her staff back and forth. And actually, Gali for me is the smoothest out of all this. There's no squeaking, no nothing. This is actually a nice clean motion. And I think this is super cool. And I am skipping ahead just a bit, but the weapon itself, it's very similar to Bahatu's, and I think it's a bit better. Even though there's not too much of a difference outside even not having a giant boulder at the end. But I like the little spinny thing here at the end. I don't think it serves any purpose whatsoever, but I think it's fun to spin. I think the pieces it comes with are pretty good. And generally, if you're gonna make a staff, I think it's okay. I do wish there was an option to, I mean, it's Lego, so you can do this yourself, but like, I wish they included parts to like make this like a one-handed staff to be held in either hand. And like, I don't know if that's asking for a lot. I mean, Onua 2015 came with storage for like the parts he wasn't using, and I don't know, I feel like just a little bit spoiled in that regard. Because I kind of wish there was more storage options on these guys, even though in the animation all the weapons are stored on the back, and some of them can do it, some of them can't. So, yeah, that's certainly something. I do want to point out the torso construction on Gali, because it's a little bit different than the other Toa. Again, it's similar to Bahatu, but there's a minor difference in terms of the shoulder pad, because you do have this little freewheeling shoulder pad here, which is connected differently up top, because you have one of those newer pinhole and then little axle at the end, as opposed to the pin that we've had in the last wave. I don't know, I think the torso construction is fine. I do like the little kind of vent Technic piece here on the back. I think that's a cool little bit of detail, especially in blue, because I'd love to have more pieces in Mata Blue. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy. I think the torso construction is fine. For those of you who have known me long enough, you know that I do have a pet peeve of using Hordika necks as shoulder joints, because the arm can't go flat down, like it can't sit flat. And you know what, as the years have gone by, I've grown to kind of get used to it in set wise, and I guess mock wise too, when other people make mocks. It used to be a major pet peeve of mine, now not so much. I kind of just don't care anymore. So yeah, that is something. I think out of all 6 of the Toa, Gali has the most, I guess I'll say boring out of the chest decals, or chest prints rather. I think it looks okay. I think the orange is good. I think in general the fact that her color scheme is now blue and orange with a little bit of gunmetal and silver, like, I think that's cool. I like that a lot. To the point where maybe I kind of prefer it on the other version too, but I don't know, it's whatever. But it's okay, the printing's fine. I mean, there's nothing, like, I feel like this is a really safe design. Like, there were no like special liberties taken like on Bahatu or even Umarak. I don't know, I think it looks a-okay. If I had to talk about the arms, they're really basic. I think they're okay. I mean, if I had to make a complaint, I guess this shoulder armor like bumps into Gali's mask. But then again, I've never raised her arm enough that much to really have it be a bother. Other arm seems fine. I mean, oh yeah, there's no hindrance there because of the way that shoulder pad's designed. It's kind of cool. I don't know. That's all right. It kind of bums me out. I'm gonna keep mentioning the Journey to One. And if you don't have Netflix, I'm sure there's a YouTube version of it somewhere. Where like a lot of the design on the Toa and even Akimu, the shoulder armor is more of like it's attached to the arm, and it looks not. It's not attached to the shoulder. It's kind of floating on top of the arm. And if you look at Akimu's design in particular, you notice his giant, just like spiky shoulders are kind of just floating there, and there's an extra bit of shoulder armor, and it makes him look a lot more bulky than he actually is. And I'm sure you can mock that, but I just love that detail. I think it looks cool. So if you sat me down and you're like, hey, Brendan, pick out of all the 6 of these Toa, which one has the ugliest looking mask? It's gotta be Gali for me. And you know what? It's not a bad looking mask. I'm not gonna say it doesn't look feminine or anything. I think it looks fine. It's just, I wish there was more blue in it. I haven't compared a bunch of photos to really check out to see if there's more blue in some masks than the others, but I just feel like there's way too much silver on this mask. I feel like if there was blue up here in like the temple and like the forehead area, it would look a little bit better to me. But the fact that there really isn't that much, it's whatever. But the face design itself, it looks kind of cool. It looks like a good combination of like, what is it, Gali Nuva and Nokama Metru Nokama. Like, I think that's a really cool blend of both of those masks. I still don't like anime hair friggin' spikes on the back here. I don't like it all that much. I feel like her Nuva Cube is way too prominent on her forehead. I don't know. Like, the mask is fine. Like, I think it's perfectly okay. However, when we get to the golden mask, things change just a tiny bit because, well, I'm not liking the trans dark blue and the gold. Actually, you know what? Now that I compare it, there's more gold on here. Like, if this area of gold coverage was the same for the blue here, I would be more okay with it. I don't know. The whole dark trans blue and the gold, I'm not really liking that motif all that much. But hey, she's got her gold mask on, so we might as well, combine the two and see what we got going on. And here we have Gali Uniter of Water. Man, I'm sorry. Like, okay, big goofy hat and all, like, everyone has it, it's fine. This gold and the silver clash, like, it was a little bit better on Pahatu because he had the dark tan, which kind of matched the gold, but here it's just way too obvious. And for Gali and for Lewa as well, whenever I would display them, I would take off their gold mask and actually put the original ones on, and I feel like this looks like way more of a cohesive look to me. I like the way that looks. And you know what? I think Gali has the best inclusion of the silly hat because I feel like her large brow that she has here on the mask, like that is a nice slot in there for the head to rest on. You see her eyes and stuff there. It all looks good. But I don't know, I think this looks okay. I think it's a cool combination. I like having the blasters here on the shoulders. I think that's a really nice touch. She does have a bit sticking off of her. Well, not a bit, a lot sticking off her back, but it's not offsetting the balance of her too badly. I think having the fins back here are kind of cool. Having this one jutting out straight out in the middle, I think is kind of silly looking, but it's okay. I do like kind of the mermaid's like fin tail she has back here. I think that's a cool little effect, especially considering it's so posable. You can kind of just like hang it off the side and give her this nice, cool look. I probably should reconnect her staff too, because I want Gali to be free. I don't want her arms to be so restrictive. So yeah, there we go. Let me just kind of move her head a bit here. Yeah. Oh, I messed up the face. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, she's looking all right. I guess combined she looks pretty good. I don't mind it as much as the base form of Gali. Combining the two, my favorite creature and my least favorite Toa. Well, no, she is definitely not my least favorite Toa, and we're gonna get to him next, unfortunately. But yeah, I think Akida is worth it on her own. I think Gali, if you really like the parts and the colors, I think go for it. But as a toy, Gali by herself isn't all that great. But hey, the combined form, it's pretty all right. I feel like if you're gonna be buying the sets and keeping them, you're gonna be keeping the sets in combined form. I don't know. But yeah, I think overall as a package they're pretty all right. Anyway, guys, this has been ShadowGear6235, and I hope you all have a good day. Bye-bye! Out of the 6, I really recommend you pick those up first. Oh, I forgot the stand. I think that's a cool touch. Oh. Whoops. See, that's what happens when you don't hit record and you think you're recording. That's always funny.